All right, friends, we're gonna show you how to make our gecko or lizard kit. There are gonna be a couple things you'll need from home. I recommend finding something to cover your work area. We use trays. You may have something like a placemat at home that works well, or just a piece of paper. Make sure you're wearing clothes that you don't mind if paint gets on them because it may not wash out. So in our kit, we have our canvas and our lizard template, which we're going to set off to the side. We'll have the branch, which we can set off to the side. You'll also notice we've included some rocks and paints for you to do at another time, just for fun. We'll just set those aside. You'll get your 2 paint colors. We're using green and brown, brushes, glue, chalk to trace your template, and your stuff that we're gonna glue onto our lizard. Pierce is gonna help show us how to make our lizard today. We're gonna start with painting our canvas. We'll set the small brush aside. We're gonna snip the corner of our paint bag, and I'm gonna hand me the plate a little bit. I'm just gonna squeeze this green paint onto the plate. All right, so using your large brush, you want to paint your edges and 2 widths of your canvas. You just need a nice thin coat. All right, after you finish your green, make sure you leave an area, and it's okay. And when you're painting your brown, if you want to make it thicker, you can paint right over top of the green. You're gonna wash your brush. You can rinse it in your cup, or you can take it to a sink and wash it, but I'm gonna go ahead and dry the green. All right, after you wash your brush, you wanna make sure to use your napkins to dry it really well. I am going to go ahead and open the brown paint. I'm gonna squeeze it onto the plate. And you're gonna use that same brush to paint your tree trunk right in the center of your green. Make sure you get like a nice good scoop of that brown. If you want it to be a little bit darker, we can give it a quick dry. All right, we gave the brown a quick dry, and now I'm just gonna give one more little coat to darken up our tree branch. Need a little more paint out of the bag. You have enough? That's perfect. All right, Pierce is ready to trace the lizard. And you want to put the lizard right on your tree branch. You can put him a little bit sideways like he's climbing up. Just make sure the tail and the head are on your canvas. For little ones, tracing these toes can be tricky, and to be honest, we're not even gonna paint the inside of the lizard. So if you want to just, let me borrow this, I'll show you. You can just very simply just kind of give where the toes should go. And then you can come back and just give little things like this, because we're only gonna fill this with glue, and they're gonna directly glue all the goodies right on top. you can go in and just kind of connect dots. Don't worry about any chalk dust that's around. At the end, we'll take a wet wipe and we'll just clean up any chalk that's still showing. I just accidentally wiped off one of your toes if you want to retrace that. Okay, so with the lizard, what we're gonna do is we're immediately just gonna go straight to the glue. You can set your chalk aside, open up your glue, and then go ahead and get a good scoop of that glue. And it might be easy to put your little cup right onto your canvas so you don't have to drag it across. And you want to start filling in your lizard with glue. And I would go and just keep scooping. Like, you don't want a really thin coat all spread out. All right, you're ready to start gluing stuff on. So you have a bag of browns. There are at least 2 round beads for eyes if you want. I'm just gonna dump these out so he can see them better. You can, if you wanna give your lizard a brown stripe down the back, perfectly fine. You may want to just give a little bit extra glue where the eyes are gonna go, but just start decorating however you want. Are you gonna use any of the brown actually on the lizard, or are you gonna do? All right, and the last step for your lizard is to take your sand cup and just go ahead and gently cover your whole lizard so that any other exposed glue. Now you want to give it all a good, just kind of little pat down with your hands. All right, now Pierce, you want to just gently turn it to the side. You don't have to tap it or just turn it to see what's... All right, in your brown bag, there should be some leaves. You have a twig in your bag. For your twig or branch, you are welcome if you want to find an extra one from home, you can put on this side, or if you want to find one, if you have one at home that you like better. What you want to make sure, your whole branch isn't going to touch your canvas. So you can kind of find the best way that it'll touch, whichever way you like it. Do you like it? You want it more like this? Yeah. Okay, so this branch is really just gonna touch the canvas in 2 places. So we wanna make sure we use a good amount of glue here. And then you wanna get under that side. Actually, you know what? It might kind of touch at this elbow too if you wanna lift it again and put a little bit there as well. All right. Now, I'm gonna help Pierce out. I'm gonna give some dabs of glue, which you don't need a lot for these little leaves. They're just really light. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna come around and just clean up any of the chalk lines that are still showing. That way you just see this awesome lizard. So you can do that. It may be better to wait until it's completely dry to do what I'm doing, just so that you don't budge something out of place. But we just want to get it good. What do you think, Pierce?
good.
It's pretty good, huh? All right, and you just want to make sure that you're going to leave this still to dry at least for an hour or so. The branch is what's obviously going to be the most important to make sure that it's really sticking on there. But there, we have our little jungle lizard on a tree.